What's up, dudes? My name is Nick. Welcome back for another video as I check out the brand new group, well, brand new to me at least, boy group called Ateez, who I believe made their debut towards the end of the year with a couple of songs that I personally listened to and watched the music video, and they got their latest release, their first comeback, I guess you would say, or at least as far as I'm aware, called Say My Name. And whenever I say like, oh, this is a group's debut song, this one is not the group's debut song, by the way, but whenever I say that, people are always like, but it wasn't their debut song because there was just a pre-release track or whatever it is, however it goes, because I always do that all the time. You know, the first music video that I make a video for from a group and I call it the reaction, and people say it wasn't actually their debut song. So maybe the two songs weren't actually their debut song. There's definitely a possibility with that. But anyway, the big thing that I took away from that was reading the comments, you know, people in the comments on YouTube spurred, I should say, how do I phrase that? Provoked, I guess you can say. Whatever, caused by the sort of success and the achievements as far as, you know, view counts and all the other, you know, very, very important and vital, you know, determinations of if a song is good or not in K-pop. Like, they did really well with those, and people were kind of like, oh, these guys might be the next, you know, BTS level success in K-pop, or boy group success in K-pop. And that's very intriguing. I mean, I wonder if they can do that. I hope that they can, because that would be pretty cool, to be honest. If there were more boy groups or just girl groups or just any K-pop groups that were that popular, that would be really cool. But they got new music and I got to check it out, and I got to give you guys my first thoughts on Ateez as a group, at least publicly. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you guys what I think about this song, and I encourage you guys to share your honest thoughts as well, whether you like this song or not. And if you want to join the community here that we're trying to build, which is all about having some friendly discussion about our thoughts, regardless of if we agree or not, then subscribe to the channel, because I got plenty more videos where this one has come from. So with all of that being said, and probably a little bit longer of an intro period than I wanted, let's get this song started. The mullet, why the mullet? Every single, why is the mullet all of a sudden like actual, like, fashionable? It looks better when the K-pop guys are doing it, because it's more stylized and more, you know, and a rat tail too. Oh my god. I think it's fun. We're going back to the mullets and the rat tail. I think it's funny that, like, over the last 9 months or so in K-pop, like, the white trash hairstyles have become a thing. I don't understand it. It's really weird, but I would definitely take the K-pop versions of the, you know, of like a rat tail and mullet over, you know, people out in the sticks in like the southern portion of the United States, personally. I kind of dig this. I haven't said anything specific about this song, but that's more because I was talking about hairstyles. To be honest, I was a little distracted by that, so that's for real. But I really did like the whole, when the chorus came in and stuff like that, I really did enjoy that. The whole, which, you know, they'll probably do it again because it's the chorus, but the whole big, like, bass impact to start it off, though, was really, really cool. See, they just did that right. I like it. I really like this. I'm trying, I mean, right now I don't necessarily have any sort of like specific points of it that I really like, but just the general like vibe of it's really awesome. Ooh, and I like this. I like the synth behind all this music track too. It just adds something like different that I'm really like vibing with right now. The end of that song, like the last verse of that song, was killer. I like that a lot. With the outro and all that stuff, they did a really good job to just finish off that song for real. Yeah, so I can kind of see, thinking about this right before we actually get into some like serious thoughts on this song, I can kind of see why people were like looking at these guys and were like thinking of BTS and stuff like that, because I think, you know, stylistically the music video a little bit and just the general vibe and the sound and all that stuff of their song kind of does remind me of like BTS songs from the middle portion of their career, you know, before they got like popular in the United States and they were on the Ellen show every 5 minutes, you know, like that. But like before they really gained a lot of attention, or started getting a lot of attention in the United States. Like it definitely does sound pretty similar, or at least vaguely similar to some of the stuff that BTS has done in the past. And it kind of looks like it too. Like there's definitely, I think, you know, some BTS vibes going with this video and this song. So, I mean, I don't know. That's not really like a thing that I like necessarily, but it's also not something that I dislike. It's just is a thing that I've, you know, that I'm kind of feeling, and I'm clearly, and I think some other people are feeling the same thing also. So that is kind of cool, I guess. So that's what I've got as far as first impressions. You know, first time listening to this song, I'm going to do what I do every time that I make one of these videos, and I'm going to listen to this song some more. But first, I want you guys to answer the question of the video, and then we'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Say my name, say my name, say my name. Say my name, say my name, say my name.
Alright, so for this review, like normally I kind of like write some stuff down that I want to talk about and expand on those thoughts and stuff, but I didn't do that for this one. So this might be a super jumbled mess of thoughts, but we're gonna do it anyways. So let's get into it and just start with the very first just general super basic look and idea and thing about this song that I enjoy, which is the song from start to finish. And I just like the way that the song flows. You know, it feels, I don't know, it's not necessarily the most crazy and dramatic in like changes and differences between, you know, like the verse and the pre-chorus and the chorus and that whole sort of progression throughout the song. All of the different parts are, I think, you know, they're all very similar, but relatively, you know, I shouldn't say relatively very, because that doesn't make any sense, but they aren't, you know, they're kind of closely related, but at the same time there is a definite like difference in, you know, vibe and feel between, you know, all of the different parts of the song, which is something that's cool. I like that. It definitely makes it a much more, you know, interesting song, or much more interesting and much more fun to listen to and more engaging for me personally than, you know, another song that would be just more of a, you know, relatively linear sort of path. Now, not to say that, like I said, that this one is particularly crazy or insane, but it definitely has a much more interesting progression than a lot of other K-pop songs do, to be completely honest. And I personally really like that. One of the things kind of related to that, which is something that I really do enjoy, is again kind of going back to that, but that the different the verses, like the first, the second, and I guess the outro or the final verse or whatever, however you want to consider that, those are all like actually really different from each other. Which again, considering, you know, this is just a K-pop song or just a pop song in general, that's kind of interesting, or that's kind of, I think, you know, noteworthy and remarkable, because it isn't particularly frequently, or I shouldn't say it isn't frequent, but it is, you know, at the very least something interesting to kind of focus on and talk about, because there's plenty of K-pop songs in specific, since that's what we're talking about, that the verses, you know, maybe the lyrical content and the words are different, and the, you know, the kind of the meaning and stuff behind what they're saying is different from verse to verse, but the music and the flow of the vocals and all that stuff is very much the same, if not identical. And you know, that's just kind of boring. And I mean, I know that the verses in a song isn't necessarily supposed to be the, you know, the most interesting point in the song, but if it's a point in the song that's really kind of boring and isn't and just like isn't, you know, entertaining enough to kind of carry my attention or your attention between choruses, then that's kind of disappointing. There's quite a, you know, handful of songs that, you know, just the verses just don't actually work, that don't add a whole lot or anything to the entire song, and it really is the reason why I like it. It's really completely down to the chorus, and you know, that's fine. It's just, you know, on a song by song basis, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and you know, with Ateez having verses that are different, not dramatically different, but just noticeably, and you know, actually, yeah, noticeably different. I was gonna add something else, but then, you know, noticeably different was good enough. But having verses that are noticeably different is entertaining. You know, and I've kind of, you know, ripped on some songs in the past that the differences between, you know, like the verses even, or just the verse and the chorus and all of that kind of stuff is too much for me. This song is, I think that they get it really, 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 really like spot on, pretty much. The second thing, I do kind of enjoy the whole transition and that into, or the build up, the pre-chorus and the build up into the chorus. It's good. It sets it up for nice, you know, to be something impactful and to just kind of like explode into existence, I guess you can say that. And then what kind of amplifies that just sort of like explosive nature, like it just pops out all of a sudden, is the fact, like I commented in this during the whole reaction portion of this video, that there's like a little bass hit, and that kind of like comes in and accentuates the fact that like this is the start of the chorus, and I like that. It's super effective, it's really nice, and it kind of, I don't know, it kind of like, it has a little bit of an effect where it kind of amps up the intensity of the chorus, at least for me. It gets me a little hyped up listening to it, and then, you know, the vocals and the music that kind of come after that follow that moment in the song aren't necessarily like the most, you know, hyped up kind of stuff energy wise, but that isn't to say that they aren't very hyped up, because they definitely have some attitude and swagger, or the whole chorus actually has some like attitude and swagger behind it, which I personally love, and that just kind of like the whole flow and the feel of that chorus is something that is absolutely fantastic as well. It's really, dude, I mean, exemplified and visualized by the whole, you know, dance move, I guess, where they're kind of just like, you know, strutting across the room, making the face and all that kind of stuff. I love it. The visual aspect of the chorus is really, really solid, and I think that it complements and visualizes the way that the song feels, or the way that I'm feeling the song, like more or less perfectly, and that is great. I mean, I personally cannot ask for anything else. I mean, in that sense, or I probably could ask for more, but you know, as I listen to this song, there isn't anything else that I really would want out of it, to be honest. So all in all, this is really good. It's a fantastic song. I personally like this song way more than the first couple songs that I heard from them, like a lot more. Because the other songs just didn't do anything for me at all. Like, they were nice and they were enjoyable, but they weren't particularly like, they didn't have me going like, this was really good. And here I am right here on video telling you that this was really good, and I think that says something. So that's what I've got for this video, guys. I want to know what you guys think about this song. I know it's like a week or two or whatever late, but you know, it is what it is with me in my life at this point in time. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, whether you like this song or you didn't like this song. Doesn't matter what you thought, because I encourage you guys to share. I encourage everyone to share their thoughts and discuss them, whether you guys agree or not. So that's what the kind of community that we're trying to build here. So if you want to join that community, then subscribe to the channel, because I got plenty more videos where this one has come from. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.